Abomination, blasphemy, mockery. These are the words being said all around the world after the organizers of Paris Olympics made an open mockery of Jesus Christ by a vulgar and twisted representation of the Last Supper. Not only Christians, but many around the world are now wondering, why doesn't God judge such mockery of Himself by these people? What does God say in such situations, as this is not the first time He has been mocked? Reprobates, blasphemers, corrupted minds. This is what God speaks of these people. Moved by their twisted lust and evil desires, these men and women are already under condemnation. They are already judged by God. What you are seeing now are the fruits of the rebellion and blasphemy which happened in their hearts long ago. So let me know in the comment section, what do you believe about this? And don't hesitate to confirm your belief by commenting. As if you do not, then you don't actually believe what you believe. And history has shown that those who hesitate are doubters who lose always. Let's now see how exactly God looks at them and why. In Jeremiah 6:30 it says, "They call them rejected silver because the Lord has rejected them." And they here are the reprobate people. We know that silver is already of less value, and such people or community are called rejected silver by men. God is not calling them rejected silver. It's the people who call them so. That is why you would have heard such people doing silver rainbow programs in their pride clubs. They are actually manifesting what God says about them. Also, God calls them men of corrupt minds, reprobate concerning the faith. Then in verse 9 it says, "But they shall proceed no further, for their folly shall be made manifest unto all men." And that's exactly what is happening here in Olympics in France. Their own folly is being manifested in front of everybody. And they are being criticized by many countries and nations and big leaders throughout the world for their vulgar stupidity. There was a time, a movement, a realization in their hearts in time past when they realized individually about God. Every single one of them has already realized that there is a creator, God in heaven, who created all things. But instead of giving Him glory of His works in creation, they gave glory to man, birds and animals. They exalted the creation more than the Creator. They believed these things and agreed to such ideology and beliefs. They openly exalted and promoted such ideologies. They supported them in their schools, colleges, in their communities. They started imagining vain things which are foolishness to everyone that has common sense. Like many among them believed that man came from a monkey. Evolution. Although common sense tells us that like a mango tree cannot produce a carrot, in the same way a monkey cannot produce a man. No matter how many years have passed, only a man can produce a man. And because of all this rebellion and foolishness, God gave them up. God gave them up and stopped interfering in their lives, which ultimately led them to a twisted mind, as there cannot be a sound mind without God. In Romans 1:24 it says, "Wherefore God also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves." Without God, they became open ground for their flesh and the devil to enjoy over them. Now they were not only imagining, but they started doing abominable things. As it says in Romans, "For this cause God gave them up unto vile affections, for even their women did change the natural use which is against nature, and likewise also the men." Then it continues to say, "And receiving in themselves that recompense of their error which was meet." So this was a recompense. Their such behavior, their reprobate mind, they doing such abominable things, this was a recompense which came to them because of their earlier pride, rebellion and foolish beliefs which they started entertaining in the past. This was a result of that. God did not do it to them. They did it. God just left them to themselves. These people knew exactly what they were doing and still chose to do it. They cannot just blame their feelings like they do. You would have heard them say, "Oh, it's just my feelings, I cannot control my feelings." But they cannot say that, as this is just a fruit of their thoughts and actions, it was their thoughts, it was their actions. Deep down in their hearts, they know that what they do and what they think is evil, as God has written the works of the law already in their hearts. In Romans 2:15 it says, and their conscience also bearing witness, and here there is Gentiles, so everybody besides the Jew. Their conscience also bearing witness, and their thoughts, the means by which accusing or else excusing one another. So their thoughts also accuse them of their evil desires and actions, which they cannot deny before God, who can see through the thoughts and the desires inside them. Although they can lie to men of their thoughts and realization about God. They can lie that I do not believe in God. They can lie that there is no conviction in my heart. I don't feel that way. But they are naked before God, who can see their hearts openly. So God now waits at such people, giving them chance after chance to repent, so that they repent and turn to God for forgiveness. Because He already knows that they are running towards destruction. For the only chance they have is till the time breath is in their body. The moment the enemy kills them, they are doomed to hellfire. God already knows their end, which is worse than they can ever imagine. Because they are just a few among many reprobates that are doomed already throughout the history of man, God has seen them come and go. Remember what Jesus said. He said, as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the days of the Son of Man. So this is exactly what is happening now. What happened in the time of Noah is happening again. And you tell me, do comment to tell me your thoughts about this. Are we looking at this like it was in the days of Noah? What do you believe about this? Comment to let me know. But yes, there is still hope for these people from God. As Paul says to the Roman believers, that God was showing mercy and patience with such people, as He was doing and giving chance at the time of the Romans, so is He giving right now to them. He is giving them chance so that they realize the goodness of God, who still loves them and wants them to repent. If you read in Romans 2:4 it says, or despisest thou, now thou here are the people who criticize these reprobates, or despisest thou the riches of His goodness and forbearance and long suffering, not knowing that the goodness of God leadeth to repentance. So God was patient with them. So finally, God is looking at them out of mercy and hope, still giving them a chance while it still remains.